Is this thing on? It is. All right, welcome back to the Bandwagon Sports Show. I'm your host, DaRock, and we have a return of a fan favorite video today. Layup Lines is back as it is Feast Week in college basketball. It started last week. I was a little busy, so I didn't get around to making a video. But this week, we're going to have Feast Week videos giving my picks all day. So today, we're starting with the Maui Invitational, giving my picks for the 4 games there. So before we get into the video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. If you're watching these videos and you're not subscribed, it really helps me out if you do subscribe. So let's get into it. Cue the drum line. So the first game we have here on the island, tipping off at 2:30 Eastern Time, we have the 4-0 Memphis Tigers taking on the second-ranked team in the country, the two-time defending national champion UConn Huskies. So UConn, they're 4-0 in this one. They're 8.5-point favorites in this game, looking to go to 5-0. So far, they haven't really played anybody. I'm just going to be honest. They have not played many teams. Their wins are over Sacred Heart, New Hampshire, Lemoyne, and East Texas A&M, all by 30, 40-plus points. So they've rolled pretty handily. Memphis, on the other hand, 4-0, but they've played some good games. They knocked off San Francisco 68-64 in the Chase Center. So San Francisco, very good mid-major team. And then they also opened up their season with a home win against Missouri, 83-75. So, beating a power school as well. So right now the Tigers, they're led by P.J. Haggerty. He's averaging 22.5 points a game. And some of you might also remember Dane Danger's been playing well for them, former Illinois standout. Alex Caravan, he's still here from the 2 national championship teams for UConn. So he's averaging 16 points a game, and he's kind of been their leader. UConn, they're scoring a little bit more than Memphis, 88 points per game to Memphis's 81, while only allowing 50 points a game to Memphis's 70. Like I said, though, a lot weaker opponent. So this year, I want to include more kind of analytics and like score predictions into these videos, just because I have been getting more involved on Twitter and found some people I like. So this stuff is all free that I'm going to be referencing, so I'm not like exposing anything behind a paywall. Don't get mad about that. So if we're looking at this, like I said, UConn, they're 8.5-point favorites in this game. According to Haslam Metrics, he has them winning 79-71. According to Zach Abbott's predictions, he has UConn winning this game by 10 points. I believe, yes, by 10 points. And then on Warren Nolan, it has the Huskies winning by 7 points. So very, very close games. Not close, but like very close to that total of 8.5. But honestly, I think I'm just going to take it just because I don't really know if Memphis has the capabilities. Like I said, they've beat some good, Power 5 and mid-major teams, but I don't think they've beaten an elite level team like UConn. And granted, this is going to be a tough test for the Huskies because they haven't played a team with a pulse yet. So this should be a good game, but I do have UConn taking this one, and I'm going to take them by the 8.5 points as well. So then moving on to the next game, we have it's loading. There we go. The Colorado Buffaloes, 4-0, taking on the 4-1 Michigan State Spartans. This game will be at 5 on ESPN2. Michigan State's an 8.5-point favorite in this one, with the total set at 144.5. So Michigan State, like I mentioned, do have a loss, but it's to a good Kansas team in the Champions Classic last week, losing 77-69. But then they have wins over Monmouth, Niagara, Bowling Green, and Samford. Samford game was a little close, only won by 8. But a lot of the other games, won pretty handily. Colorado, they're undefeated. They have a nice win over Harvard. They beat Cal State Fullerton, but it took overtime against Northern Colorado, double overtime that is, and then beat Eastern Washington as well. So Michigan State, this is a big game for them. I'm gonna say this is one that they need to win. However, granted, they might be set up better in the bottom half of the bracket if they lose this game, but this is a Colorado team that you need to beat if you're Michigan State. They didn't have a great showing against Kansas, so now we're playing another power program. We need to get a win here. So Warren Nolan only has the Spartans winning by 3, 72-69. I'm sorry, I have this a little bit out of order here. On Haslam Metrics, he has them winning 73-69, and then Zach Abbott has them winning by 3 as well. So a lot of people do not think this is going to be a closer game. Let's look here. It's Jordan Adkins is leading the way for Michigan State, 14 points a game. Jaden Adkins, my apologies. We'll see. We'll see if he can put the ball in the bucket. Get the Spartans a win. I do think the Spartans win this game, but as I'm seeing here, all these score predictions have it being a pretty close game. So I'm gonna go with Michigan State to win, but by a close margin. So I would take Colorado plus 8.5. Then moving on here to the next game. Sorry, I'm trying to do too much to switch. I really need like a producer or a second person doing this with me. This is the best game of the night in my opinion. We have Auburn taking on Iowa State, the 4th and 5th ranked teams in the country. Sadly, this is the one game that got pushed to ESPNU due to Monday Night Football. So if you are a multiple screen person like myself, or like say you usually watch the Manning cast and the game, I really encourage you to watch this game. I think it's going to be two of the best teams in the country all year. Like I said, number 4 versus number 5. Auburn's 4-0. Iowa State's 3-0. Auburn does have a good win against Houston on the road in Houston. Well, not in Houston. It was a neutral site game technically, but it was played at the Toyota Center, which is in Houston. So kind of a road game. Iowa State, they're another team. They just haven't really played anyone notable at all. I mean, wins over Missouri Valley State, Kansas City, and not Uipu anymore. Now it's just Indiana University, Indianapolis. And all those wins came by 30 plus points. So pretty dominant wins for them. Auburn as well in all their other games. I mean, they blew out Vermont, who people think could be a really good team in the American East, or like should be a tournament team again, like they have been the past couple of years. Kent State, they beat by 20 and then just blew out Northern Alabama, putting them 102 points. So Tigers are putting up 87.3 points per game while only allowing 59.3. And like I said, is a little bit inflated, all these numbers right now, but that win against Houston is a very good win. On the Iowa State side, they're scoring 84 points a game while giving up 50. So both these teams can fill the bucket a little bit. Total set at 146 or 144.5. It's been bet down a little bit, and then the spread is Auburn minus 4.5. So Jahmai Broome, he's still there for Auburn. He was a player I was really high on last year. He's their leading scorer per game with 20 points per game. And then on the Iowa State side, it is Mr. Curtis Jones. Right now he is scoring the ball at a really good clip. I just clicked off of it. How many points? 15 points per game as well. So, he's the leader for them. Taman Limpsey's still there for Iowa State as well, who's a really good guard. So both teams really good guard play. For Auburn, freshman Tahad Pettiford's also been playing really well. People thought, maybe it would take him a little bit of time to develop, but no, he's been playing really well. And, I think he's going to have a big game today again. I think Auburn, they've already proved it against Houston. Let's see. Looking here at the metrics, Haslam Metrics has Auburn winning 78-72. He has Auburn winning by 3 points as well. So all these sides are leaning to Auburn, and I'm going to take Auburn to win. And you know what? I'm going to take them minus 4.5. I don't care that all these sites are saying 3-point game. Maybe they get some free throws at the end. So give me Auburn to take it. I'm taking Auburn minus 4.5. Then the final game. We have, this is the late night one, Dayton taking on North Carolina. So the Dayton Flyers are 5-0, North Carolina 3-1, but they're ranked 10th in the country. North Carolina, their loss did come to Kansas on the road in Lawrence, so that's a tough place to play. And, they were down big, and honestly, they showed some resilience, came back in that game. So, honestly, if I was a North Carolina fan, while you're obviously not thrilled with the result, I'd like how they played in that second half. They look pretty good. Their other wins are to Elon, American, and then they've been in the island for a little bit. They played Hawaii on Friday night, late night. I was watching that game a little bit, so they look good. Dayton 5-0. Haven't really played anyone super notable. Or, well, no, I'm sorry. They played Northwestern. They got a nice win against Northwestern, but then other wins against St. Francis, Pennsylvania, Ball State, Capital, who's a Division III school, I believe, and then New Mexico State. So North Carolina currently they're scoring 93 points a game while only allowing 73. Dayton scoring 77 while allowing 60. R.J. Davis, he's still there for Carolina. He's their current leading scorer, 17.8 points per game. And then for the Flyers, it's Eno Cheeks. He's their leading scorer with 15 points per game. Elliot Cadeau, he's there for North Carolina as well. So, they have some experience that they've had in years past. And honestly, I'd say behind UConn, Iowa State, and Auburn, they're probably the next best team in this tournament. I'm sorry, I did forget they are on the side with Auburn and Iowa State, so never mind. They're probably will not find themselves in the Maui championship game just because It's going to be a tough game. They're currently 8.5-point favorites in this one with the total set at 154.5. So North Carolina, according to Haslametrics, is projected to win 80-71. On Warren Nolan, they are projected to win 73-68. So he has it being a bit closer game. And then Zach Abbott also has North Carolina only winning by 5 as well. Personally, I just think since they've been on the island a little bit longer, I think that's going to play into North Carolina's advantage, especially being this late night game. They're more already kind of experienced. They've been, adjusted to the time difference. So I don't think this late night game will affect them as much as I could see it maybe affecting Dayton a little bit, having to adjust to being, playing so late. I mean, that's 11:30 local Dayton time tip-off. So that's a pretty late tip. So give me Carolina to take this one, and I am going to have them taking it, covering that 8.5 points as well. So I'm going with UConn, Michigan State, Auburn, and Carolina as my winners. And then now let me get into my pick for who's going to win the tournament. Just kind of looking at here, we have odds to win. Okay, so the odds to win: UConn is the favorite at plus 170. Then it's Auburn at plus 310. North Carolina at plus 400. Iowa State plus 430. Michigan State plus 1,300, and then Memphis plus 3,000. That's only 6 teams. Dayton's plus 4,000, and Colorado's 5,500 to win. So UConn, they're the favorite, and they're definitely on the easier side because they're going to play either Michigan State or Colorado. I think they play Michigan. Like I said, I haven't played Michigan State. I think they knock off Michigan State. So then they're in the championship. Then on the other side, you got Auburn, Iowa State. I have Auburn. And then I have North Carolina. And then I have Auburn knocking off North Carolina. And I think Auburn wins this. Why I will be warning maybe people on making this bet is just because it's very reliant on this first game. Because, if they lose this first game against Iowa State, then honestly I think it's going to be their toughest game of the tournament. Because if they lose it, then you just lost your bet on night one. But if they win tonight against Iowa State, I think Auburn goes all the way. So they're going to be my pick. Knock off UConn in the title game. And then I have, what would that be? Then I'd have North Carolina, Michigan State in the third place game. I think that'd be a pretty good game. I'd probably go Michigan State. And then now fifth place game, I'm definitely going Iowa State. Iowa State's getting fifth in this tournament. They're still going 2-1 even if they lose tonight. They're a better team than Dayton, and then should be able to handle whoever comes from that other side. So give me Auburn to win the tournament, and then tonight UConn, Colorado State to cover, but Michigan State to win, and then Auburn and North Carolina both cover. So that's going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I mentioned in the video, make sure to like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you've been watching all these videos. There's videos like this coming all week. And then comment your picks. Make sure to comment your picks. You can also do that on Spotify. If you're on Spotify, make sure to follow and rate the show. So I really appreciate all the support, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.